Okay, so what is the best concealed carry handgun for the money? And that opens up way too much. I'm going to qualify it a little bit more. I'm going to talk to mainly people who are addressing new shooters, maybe even first-time purchasers of a handgun, somebody who has little to no experience and who has a budget of under $250. Now, I know a lot of people are going to go, especially shooters, people, even like me, you're going to go, oh my gosh, $250. Like, you can't get a decent gun for under $250. I do beg to differ with that. Those of us who are gun snobs have kind of gotten into that frame of mind where you got to have a gun that has certain features. It's got to be compensated. It's got to be serrated. You have to have a trigger that's going to allow you to make really fast, quick follow-up shots. There's a lot of things that we require because we're not a brand new shooter. And I've got 3 guns sitting here. I have some personal preferences, and my personal preferences are certainly going to come through. However, the gun that I'm going to suggest that you look at, especially if you're trying to help somebody buy for the first time, they're not sure they're going to shoot a bunch, they just want something for personal defense. They're really not going to go to the range with you more than 2 or 3 times, just enough to learn how to use the gun. They don't want to spend a ton of money. There's a lot of things you need to consider when you're talking to someone, and that's the category that they fit in, because they're not going to go out and purchase this gun. This is what I carry every single day. If you watched any of the other videos, you know that I love the Canik. This is the Metaprime. For years, I guess 5 years, I carried the Canik TP9 SC Elite, which was really not feature-rich gun, but it was a good gun, and I carried something that a lot of our customers could come in here and afford. This is a $630 gun. There's a place you can get it for $500 and I think you can get it for $525. I'll leave you a link below. But that's my preference for a gun. Now, one thing that I do prefer in a concealed carry, in a personal defense, and a handgun is I really do prefer 9mm. You look at the ballistics between 9mm and a 380 plus P, there's not that much difference between them. So plus P, for those of you that don't know, it's just got a little more oomph to it. This is a 380. This is a Security 380. The thing I like the most about this gun is the fact that ladies can take it and rack it really easy. I took one finger and I pushed the slide back. That is a huge feature for those who need to be able to manage a gun. Matter of fact, most ladies can sit there and rack it either. This is incorrect, by the way. If you want to argue over that, we can. But it's really hard to teach a lot of people to rack this way and then present. But if you rack it the wrong way, most ladies can still rack it. It's a great gun. It's probably the #1 gun that we sell to ladies right now. But that's not the topic. I don't prefer 380 when it comes to personal defense. Even though the ballistics are fairly similar between 9mm and plus P. That's not what this video is about, though. The video is about what is, the best concealed carry handgun for the money, 9mm, fairly easy to use, fairly ergonomic, that's going to be reliable, that's going to be for a new shooter, somebody who has a budget of $250 or under, which is like just about impossible, right? And I will tell you that I have one of these guns. The gentleman who manages our gun shop, he has multiples of these guns. His wife has them. We have a handful of customers who they bought it as their first gun before they got really into shooting a little bit more. And everybody has to start somewhere. So I'm going to talk to you, and it's this gun, and it comes in 2 forms. Actually, that isn't true. If you can still find this in the form that's been discontinued, it's a fine gun. This is and I'm going to tell you why in a moment. I'm going to tell you what I like about this gun. But this is a Taurus G2C. It's very similar to the Taurus G3C, which has replaced this. So now there's a couple of other Tauruses that have come out. Some people hate Taurus. I personally think that Taurus makes a very good gun. This is very similar in every way to a G19, a Glock-19. And for those of you who want to bash, go right ahead, feel free. But I'm going to have to read the differences between the G2C and the G3C because they're very subtle differences. The G3C has an improved trigger. The G3C does have upgraded sights. They're metal and they're compatible with the Glock sights. And the G2C did tend to tarnish a little easier. The G3C's got a little bit more rugged finish on it. You know, let me see if I can grab a hold of that. These guns have always felt a little clunky to me. They do rattle a little bit. I mean, well, you can hear it here too. So, but they've always felt a little loose. They don't feel in your hand, as far as I'm concerned, they don't feel in your hand quite as finished and refined as either one of the Ruger Security 380 or the Canik do. But there's a lot of things that are great about this gun, and I'm going to show you what they are very, very quickly. One is you can get this gun for under $250 if you're looking for a G2C while there's still some available out there. You can get them for $199. I'll put again a link below how you can do that. These guns do come with or without a safety. There's a safety right there. Standard, it holds 12 rounds. I mean, this, you know, for comparison, this Canik holds 17 in one. This holds 12 in one. And if you look at them, you know, the profile's fairly similar as far as how wide they are. They feel very similar in your hand. You look at them this way, you can tell that, well, let me put the magazine back in. So you can tell that the Canik is a little longer to facilitate at least 2 more rounds, but it actually holds 5 more rounds. A little shorter barrel on your Taurus. If you look, there's a little shorter barrel on it. Is it a half, 3/4 of an inch shorter? I guess I should have known exactly how long it was. But here are the awesome things about this gun besides just the price. Like the price below $250 is, you know, it's pretty phenomenal nowadays. And now if you think you can't get one for under $250, again, there's a link below. Just go to the link and check it out. But Taurus makes metal mags. Some cheaper guns don't like or don't put out metal mags. Even the Glocks. And the Glocks, they're metal with polymer over them. So they do make a metal mag, but it's got polymer over it. This gun is very similar to the Glock in a lot of features. It is fairly easy to rack. Not as easy as the Ruger Security 380, but again, that's a 380. This is a 9mm. It's a fairly simple gun to rack. If you're going to do it the wrong way, this way, I think most ladies would still be able to rack it. If someone has really weak hands, the gun might be a no-go for them because they've got to be able to at least get a gun chambered, get it in a holster, or if they're not going to carry chambered, I believe in carrying chambered. There's no reason not carry chambered. Well, I mean, there are reasons, but there's some safety reasons. But once you become proficient somewhat with your gun and understand the safety features, you need to carry chambered. That's my personal opinion, sticking by it. But it's fairly easy to rack, and it has, this is where a lot of people are going to pick on it, right? It has an average trigger. It has 2 safety features, whereas, you know, a Glock only has just a safety feature on the trigger. This does have fire and safe here, but it does have a safety feature on the trigger as well. The gun is plenty accurate enough. If you think that your average, you know, Walmart parking lot mugging or gas station mugging after dark happens, you know, in 10 minutes you've got a chance to sit there and have a shootout, you're drastically wrong. You don't know the statistics. 80% of all shootouts happen in either a gas station after dark, or they happen in something like the Walmart parking lot. They happen in 3 seconds, and there's 3 shots fired, and they're usually within 3 feet. I mean, everything is threes, right? So this gun is plenty good enough to have a very close, you know, shot. If the gun jams, you can clear it just like you can a Glock. You know, single action, double action. You can keep pulling the trigger, right? Everyone that I've ever talked with that owns one of these guns says not only is it really an accurate gun, but they don't have jamming problems with it. And it may be because it was designed after the Glock 19. There's a lot of things about this, and there's some interchangeable parts with the G3C with the Glock. So the fact that it's reliable, it's inexpensive, you've got a high capacity magazine, you can actually get them up to 17 rounds, I think. Generally these come with a 12 and a 15 round mag. So you've got high capacity, you've got accurate gun, you've got a reliable gun, you've got a name like Taurus, which has lifetime warranties on them. You can get them for under $250. There's a few of the G3Cs out there that are still $199. Don't forget to check below. But I'm telling you, if you've got a first-time shooter or a new shooter, someone who wants to learn, someone who doesn't have a big budget, they don't know if they're going to ever do anything more than, maybe carry it in a holster. Don't carry it in your purse, please. That is a great gun. The Taurus G2C and the Taurus G3C, in my opinion, are the best budget gun for the money. Does it have all the features of the other guns? No. Is it as reliable as the other guns? I'm hearing yes. I've not run thousands of rounds through these, but I'm hearing people who have run thousands of rounds through them and use them on a range and use them for training. We have a range about 4 miles down the road. Our instructors there say it's an incredibly reliable gun. So, if you're looking for a budget, that right there, that is the budget gun of the century. And get them while you can still get the G2Cs. G3Cs, a little bit nicer, a little bit more ergonomic, but it's the best gun for the money. Hey, like and subscribe, please.